So originally I thought my goal was, can I do this and live through it? It seems so hard and so foreign. And, my first run, I thought, I'm not making it to the end of the run. So I think some of my first indicators, but when I actually joined and raised my right hand, I thought, oh, I might be able to do this. I might be able to make a lieutenant colonel someday. And lieutenant colonel was a very noble rank. And I knew I'd have to work hard, and that would be a wonderfully successful career. And then I pinched myself when I made colonel. I just, wow, that was just extreme icing. And was sure that, somebody was going to come around the corner and say, well, we were just joking. But truly, it's one of those things that then getting 1-star and then getting 2-star, I feel so fortunate. And I can also say I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the love and support of my family. So when I was at WinSec, my husband did something, we call it the yellow card in my family. He plays soccer.
Oh, right.
So he flashes the yellow card. He's like, hey, party foul, need more family time. You're waking up at 4:30 every morning. And he my husband's been really good at helping me keep the work-life balance and acknowledging that. And I say that to you because in order to become a general, they do ask you to submit for that. You have to say, I want to do this. So we sat down as a family and had to make a family decision. And my family said, well, if it does happen, which might be cool, we totally support you. And we think you do really well at this. And so that was kind of a trigger point for my family to think about. I didn't even think about becoming a general officer with any seriousness until I had been in command as a colonel for a year. I think that was some of the best advice that one of my mentors had told me. He said, don't aim for that. Just be consistent. Be brilliant on the basics. And so that's what I've tried to consistently in my career. I love being a mentor. I think it's the way I can give back. I will honestly tell you that I was slow to understanding mentoring. And it wasn't until I became a lieutenant colonel that I went to a course as my pre-command course as a battalion commander, where they said, you need to have a mentor. What's a mentor? Yeah, it wasn't a thing at that time. And then when it was brought to my attention what a mentor was, I actually called up a female colonel at the time. No, she was a general. She had made 1-star. And I had had exposure to her. She was not in my chain of command, but she was a military intelligence officer. And I called her up, and I actually wrote her an email and said, ma'am, I'd be interested in that. And she said yes. And she was phenomenally aggressive and supportive of me in that regard, and still to this day remains a mentor to me. And I have tried to just equally give back. In fact, my front office team knows that beware if there's any rare white space on my calendar, because I will get on the phone and happily or in person mentor. And I do that a lot, and I think it's a way that I pay back. And I try and teach young officers that I offer a opinion, not the opinion, that they have to do that. My mentor listened to me well and said, okay, this is what I'm hearing from you. This is what I might do. I'm not sitting in your shoes. And that's also some really big information, because sometimes I think people feel pressured that, wow, General Shultz told me I have to do this. And I have to say, listen, we all sit in a different place. Where you are with your family today is not where I am with my family. And so I do happily give a lot of my time. I love mentoring. It's one of the funnest things that I get to do, because it's a two-way street. You've got the mentor and the protege, and it has to be a relationship, and it has to be where you're willing to give, they're willing to give, and it's regular dialogue. Some are more consistent than others, but that I think we all have times in our lives where things ebb and flow, and we have times to have mentorship and the like. I've actually volunteered for a mentorship program and have also found that wonderfully beneficial. And I have other mentors in the Army besides just my original mentor as well.